Hello, this is wmpyr. Happy Thanksgivings. Hope you guys are having a good one and staying warm. In this video, I thought that I would use this as an opportunity to answer a question that I've been getting recently about one of my previous videos called Knife Choosing for Self-Defense. Okay, and basically in that video, I stated that it's a good idea to basically have a utility knife to carry around for utility purposes, okay? And then in a self-defense situation, if that arises, then you're going to grab this and use this for self-defense as you would, let's say, a brick or a steel pipe or whatever it is around you. So you're basically using this as an improvised weapon. So you're not carrying this for self-defense, you're carrying this for utility, and you actually use it for utility. So that's the idea. Now, some people understand that. Some people, they just don't get it, okay? Now, for those people that do understand it and say, yes, I understand, you know, for legal reasons, it just makes things easier. You're on the right page or in the same page as me. That's all I'm saying, really. Okay, so for that, the next question, and this is quite a common question that I get, is people say, well, if this is what you're carrying, shouldn't this be what you should train with? Because this is the thing that you're probably going to use for self-defense, then you should train with this. Okay, and I understand exactly what you're saying, and I agree with you, and I do, you know. So let me just make that very, very clear, is yes, I may use this for self-defense, I understand that, so I do train with this. I have, and I do, so period. To get a, this is a Spyderco Delica, so they have training versions of this, training knife versions, and to get something like that and then eventually get to the point where you're actually using the real deal, maybe or may not be part of your curriculum, your program, but yeah, that just makes sense. So I do that, I recommend that, okay? However, I don't think it's a good idea to limit yourself just to this, okay? Because first of all, like I said, in a self-defense situation, I'm using this as an improvised weapon, okay? So that means in a self-defense situation, my life gets threatened and the bad guys come in or whatever. If there's a cleaver, I'm going to use the cleaver. If there's a steak knife, I'm going to use the steak knife. If there's, you know, whatever that's available to me, I'm going to use it. If this is available, I'll use this, okay? So in that case, I want to be familiar with many different types of knives, blade shapes, blades, okay? So that's why I don't think it's a good idea to limit yourself to this. Another way to think about it also is, let's say that limiting yourself to this is kind of like, let's say I do boxing and the bad guy is a wrestler, okay? And because I do boxing, I only work on boxing and I don't care that he's a wrestler. I don't pay attention to that. I don't know anything about wrestling. I don't need to know anything about wrestling. As you can imagine, that's a bad idea, right? So that's kind of the same thing. If you limit yourself just to this, then, you know, it's like, I don't care what they use. I don't care what else anyone else is using, what kind of blade. I don't need to know that because this is all I carry. So, you know, that kind of makes sense. And another thing is, if you have something like this, okay, this is a karambit, so obviously this is a much more specialized type of knife. And then by studying something like this, even though this is not something that I, let's say, normally carry, I learn stuff from this. I learn tactics, principles, all kinds of different things, techniques and stuff. And when I learn, like, let's say, flipping like this, you know, learn that this becomes a flail to keep my opponents away from me, okay? And now I can apply the same type of concept to this, where basically I'm going to use this guy, you know, in the same way as a flail, okay? So by actually studying something totally different, I actually improve my skills with the tool that I want, okay, if that can make sense to you guys. So anyway, I hope that clarifies and answers some questions to you guys. So, you know, just try to keep an open mind, and sometimes you'll see martial artists do things that look like, it's like it doesn't make sense. Like maybe they're doing horse stances or a boxer, using the jump rope and stuff like that. It's like, how is that relevant to combat? If all a boxer did was spar, okay, I bet you he's not going to be as good as the boxer that jump ropes, does sit-ups and crunches, and he goes on running and stuff that looks like it's not really that much pertaining to boxing. Okay, so just keep an open mind. Thank you for watching and have a good one.